Well, just a moment ago, we got some new ethanol production numbers, and I was putting them in the system. It looks like we actually picked up our production a little bit this past week. So they had been cranking out about 952,000 barrels per day up until last week, and now they are at 979,000 barrels per day. So they picked up the pace, 27,000 barrels a day. 4-week average came up 9,000 barrels to 954,000 barrels a day. The ethanol stocks went down 1 million barrels to 19.4 million, so that was bullish. So all in all, pretty friendly report all the way around, and no imports into the U.S. last week either. Well, let's look at this corn market, which has been kind of struggling to keep its own. Right now on the corn, on the July contract, in our quotes provided by bar chart, we're trading 2 3/4 higher at 7.25, but you have December down 4 cents at 6.07 1/4. Now, we did have an overnight export sale reported this morning. It was 100,000 tons of corn that was sold to Mexico, and it was split up. 30,000 tons of that was old crop. The rest of it was new crop. And we're not getting a real big kick out of this, but we do have the USDA report coming up here in about an hour and 15 minutes from right now. Todd Bubba Horwitz joins us now. He's with BubbaTrading.com in Chicago. Why is the market just timid ahead of the report release with anticipation of something happening, but they just don't have a clue what?
Well, Marlon, I would say that the market believes that the report is pricing in neutral to bullish. Look at soybeans up 30 cents last I looked, and right now up 43 cents. Okay, so wheat slightly lower and corn's higher. After Monday and yesterday, which was basically a wash, they look like they're going to go higher, and I think the report will be neutral to bullish. You know me, I don't ever look at reports, but based on the price action, I would expect to see the higher prices continue. Although a slight pullback in beans after being at 44 cents now would be no surprise. But overall, I think we're going to continue the bull train on, and I think we go higher. And even no matter what this report says, I think markets will end up going higher.
July soybeans right now ticked down to 42.5 cents higher. They ticked down to that 16.57 1/4. You know, that's only 1.5 pennies off of their high of the day so far. So very, very strong on the July contract, and for all intents and purposes, we'll call that the nearby. Remember, the new limits that we have on soybeans now are $1. So, I mean, we're not even anywhere close to making a limit move at all in soybeans, even though they're up 42. Unusual times we live in. November soybeans are up 18 cents at 14.49 per bushel right now. Meanwhile, on the wheat, we were just on the cusp of starting the wheat tour next Monday. And we have July Chicago wheat dropping 3 1/4 cents at 7.38 In Kansas City wheat, you have July currently trading at 7.04 and that is down 6 cents. Had been as high as 7.20 3/4 last night. July spring wheat, though, is 2 1/4 higher at 7.72 3/4. Todd, from your perspective, what is driving this wheat market today?
You know, wheat happens to be an extremely political commodity as well, obviously with Russia and what's going on there. And I think you're seeing, Mr. Putin doing some things regarding the wheat market that are making them sometimes uncomfortable. But again, if we look at the bigger picture, wheat is near its high. So, I think nothing's going to really change here, Marlon. I think that, but, wheat does get affected by a lot of the political issues that happen out in, Ukraine and out in Russia. And I think that is just something to look at. But overall, price will overcome, and I think that's exactly what you're seeing.
And just to back up the claim that we have the lower wheat, we have the U.S. dollar index right now. Just take a look at this. June futures are now almost 500 points higher this morning at 90.615, and that always puts pressure on the wheat market. Well, Todd, thank you for joining us. Great to talk with you again. Todd Bubba Horwitz of BubbaTrading.com in Chicago. We'll come back in a moment, and we will take a look at our livestock trade and the wholesale pork industry next.